Hello and welcome back to Oba's Trending Gist. Today we are diving into a hot economic debate that has got everyone talking in Nigeria today. President Bola Tinubu recently made a bold declaration stating that Nigeria has achieved its 2025 revenue target months ahead of schedule, signaling a stabilizing economy. A fantastic claim, right? But not everyone is buying it. The outspoken former presidential candidate Peter Obi has fired back with a series of critical posts on his X handle, challenging the president's celebratory tone and highlighting the struggles ordinary Nigerians are still facing. Is this a genuine economic turnaround or just political posturing? Let's take a closer look at what President Tinubu had to say. So just watch this.
Today I'm standing before you, I can brag that Nigeria is not borrowing, it's dying. The revenue, we have met our target of revenue for the whole year. We met it in August. I've reviewed this morning. Non-oil. If non-oil revenue is going well, then we have no fear of whatever Trump is doing.
Powerful words from President Tinubu there, brimming with confidence about Nigeria's economic trajectory. He's boasting about hitting the 2025 revenue target early in August and even claims Nigeria is no longer borrowing, a dime. That's certainly a statement that promises a brighter future. However, as you heard, not everyone shared that optimism, especially Mr. Peter Obi. He has been quick to dissect the president's claim, releasing 3 separate posts on X, each one a sharp critique. In his first post, Obi acknowledged the president's announcement but immediately questioned his real-world impact. He stated, if indeed the economy stabilizes as you declared, then Nigerians must feel it in their daily lives. He called for an immediate halt to borrowing, the payment of huge contractor bill, and proper funding for critical underfunded projects, particularly in education and healthcare. For Obi, true economic stability isn't just about figures, but about tangible improvement in classroom, hospitals, and access to learning tools. He urged the government to transparently channel any excess revenue into these critical areas: health, education, and poverty alleviation with verifiable outcomes. His second post hits even harder, asking the poignant question, when will Nigerians truly breathe? This came after the announcement of a new 5% tax on all refined fossil fuel cells, including petrol and diesel. Obi highlighted the irony: the president boasts of meeting revenue targets, yet the government imposes more burden on citizens who are already struggling with transportation costs. He also pointed out that the promised subsidies for CNG have vanished, making it unaffordable. He firmly believed that if revenues are truly excessive, they should fund essential services rather than further taxing an ordinary burden populace, emphasizing that leadership is not about giving a burden, it is about reducing suffering, it is about care and compassion. And finally, in his third post, Obi doubled down on the theme of compassion. He argued that achieving revenue targets should lead to deploying resources to create jobs and alleviate hardship. He shed light on plight of critical economic players, particularly SMEs, who are facing severe funding shortages. Most strikingly, he highlighted the shameful situation of retired public servants and servicemen who are still protesting over unpaid gratuities and pensions, even as the government boasts of excess revenue. For Obi, achieving revenue targets means nothing if it does not impact the lives of people, especially those who build and defend the nation, or small businesses fulfilling their contractual obligations. He concluded by calling for responsible and integral government action to prevent citizens from debt and despair. Now, for my critical take on all this. On one hand, President Tinubu's announcement of achieving the 2025 revenue target in August and stopping new borrowing is, on the surface, a significant and positive indicator for any economy. If true, it suggests improved fiscal management and potentially a stronger financial footing for Nigeria. This could indeed pave the way for economic stabilization, as he suggests. However, Obi's consistent critique highlights a crucial point: economic progress, particularly in a developing nation like Nigeria, cannot be measured solely by abstract financial figures or revenue targets. The everyday reality of many Nigerians is still marked by rising costs, inadequate public services, and the significant economic hardship. Obi's comment resonates with a large segment of population who feel a disconnect between official pronouncement of economic success and their lived expenses. The introduction of new taxes, especially on essential goods like fuel, while the government claims excess revenue, creates a perception of incentivity and raises legitimate questions about the priorities of this administration. While some might view Obi's strong opposition as purely political, aimed at discrediting the current government's achievement in the eye of his obedient movement, his point about the plight of pensioners, struggling SMEs, and the need for better funding in health and education are undeniably valid concerns that any responsible government must address. It is a classic case of figures versus feelings, and in a democracy, the feelings of the populace often dictates the true success of any policy. The challenge for Tinubu administration is to ensure that these revenue achievements translate into tangible, positive impacts that Nigerians can actually feel in their pockets and their daily lives, and not just in government coffers. So there you have it, a heated debate between President's claim of economic stabilization and Peter Obi's steadfast criticism, highlighting the ongoing struggles. What are your thoughts? Do you believe Nigeria is truly on the path to economic stability, or are these just numbers that doesn't reflect the reality on the ground? Let me know in the comments below. Don't forget to like, share, and subscribe to Oba's Trending Gist for more in-depth analysis. Until next time, stay informed.